Welcome back to the Piney Woods Homestead. Y'all kind of doing things in reverse today. I've actually already done an intro to this video. Today has been farm shop day, right?
Yep.
And y'all, honestly, it's been a really good day. We were actually kind of dreading it a little bit because it's so hot and humid and worried if people would even come out. But y'all, they did.
They did.
And we actually had probably one of the better days that we have had. You're going to see some clips from inside the farm shop in between customers today. No customers, just some clips that I took at random in between. But first, we're going to go down and check on these baby pigs. As I just spit all over the camera.
Nice.
Sorry. My dad just left. My friend Byron from Carolina Hill Country was here, and we got 5 boar piglets castrated. So that's done. It went smooth, thank goodness. But we're going to go check on them, take the camera with us. I'm getting stung on the back. Oh, that's a good intro.
Anyway.
Thanks for being here. First stop is Buttercup, y'all. My buddy Byron a while ago, he said, this is a southern jungle. And I don't know if I've ever heard that term before, but y'all, you just saw me. There's a big old horsefly biting me. It's a jungle out here, y'all. High humidity, high heat, and everything around you is green except for your garden. No, the garden's green too, but we hadn't had much rain. But y'all, you can't tell it as humid as it is. All the weeds, everything grows up. It's ridiculous how things down here in the south, you give it a couple of days without trimming it, it'll be bushed right up, y'all.
Hey, Butter.
We got the old rope-a-dope going on. That's how we keep from losing the feed pan.
Like that one over there.
Yeah. I gotta get in there and get that one, but y'all, she's topped. She's going to be processed in probably late November, early December. And we're going to put that in my parents' freezer. We're going to put this hog in my parents' freezer. And we're going to top out some off these new pigs, if all goes well, for our freezer. Kind of hard to get y'all a good shot of those piglets right now. They're a little tender. 5 boar piglets cut, there's still 1 gilt left. Y'all, unfortunately yesterday, Dixie laid on one more, middle of the day, and one just got a little too close, laid on her. She'll do better with the next litter. That's just how it goes. But over here taking care of Rosie right now. I'm gonna tell you, she may not be breeding anymore, but she acts like these piglets through the fence over here are hers. And I'll explain that to you. I'll turn the camera around and show you what my buddy Byron from Carolina Hill Country and I did to get these piglets out a little while ago. So over here where I'm pointing, this farrowing barn, that's where Dixie and the piglets are, and we have that guillotine door in the front. You can raise and lower that door, and there's a bolt sticking through the very top so that no pig can root it up from the outside, because the inside is slick, can't get their nose on it. So y'all, if you're going to raise pigs out here in the woods like we're doing, or pastured, you really want a central hub. That's what our farrowing barn is. It's a central hub for farrowing, for picking out piglets to castrate, and for creep feeding, and for processing. Once we put that animal down to process, we do it all right in there. And so it's centrally located between the different paddocks that we have out here in the woods. But what I did was I took the bolt loose and walked on the outside with some corn in my hand in a bucket, shook it. Dixie came right out, and my friend Byron shut the gate behind her. We were easily able to go in and get those piglets out without Dixie or Rosie trying to eat us alive, because Rosie still thinks those are her babies even though she didn't have them. It's the wildest thing. So piglets are doing fine. Hopefully Dixie will not accidentally lay on anymore, because we really need this 6 to hang on. We've got 1 gilt left in there, and
it's the biggest litter we've had, but we've also lost the most.
We've lost the most.
With a first-time mother, You do have that.
You got that risk, y'all. It's hard raising them like this, not in confinement. A lot of people on YouTube will tell you it's easy as pie, and they may not have any issues like this, or if they do, they don't always tell you about it. You're going to lose some pigs on a first-time farrowing doing it like this, especially if you don't have a farrowing barn to put them in. If you just have them out in the woods and let them build a nest, they're going to lay on a few. It's a 400-pound sow and a 1-pound piglet when they're born. So there's a chance of laying on some, but up to about 3 weeks of age, that's when you don't really worry no more, because that pig is big enough and you don't worry about it getting in mama's way and getting laid on. They can get out of the way pretty good.
And honestly, we've never had one laid on at a week old.
No.
It's usually the first day or so.
It's usually the first day or so.
So but
hopefully she's done with that, y'all, because we got plans for these pigs. But anyways, guys, now we're going to pick back up inside of the farm shop some clips that I've already made today. So this video is a little bit out of sync compared to what we normally put out for you. But enjoy, hopefully, what you see up here in the farm shop from earlier today. And guys, we'll see you on the next one. Hang tight. Let's go to the farm shop. I thought I'd do a little walk and talk today with you. It's farm shop day. Saturdays from 10 to 3 here at the Piney Woods Homestead. And y'all, we have done really well today, thank God. Had to let some new faces come in, shopping for their poultry and for fresh produce. And I just want to tell you in this video a few of the things that we're hearing from the folks that are shopping with us. Y'all, a while ago somebody came in and said, I have never seen a tomato like that. It's because you're not going to see it in your supermarket. This is actually a Kellogg's breakfast. I believe it's an heirloom, and it's over a pound. You're not going to see a tomato like that in your grocery store. Most of what you're getting at a grocery store, for the most part, depending on where you live in the country, has been grown a lot of times in a whole nother country altogether. Or it's been raised inside of a greenhouse for a greenhouse tomato. And believe it or not, you can actually tell the difference, y'all, in the taste of a greenhouse tomato versus a fresh Roma that was picked today off of the vine down in our large in-ground garden. You can just tell the difference between what has naturally occurred versus what has been engineered to occur. Nothing wrong with greenhouses, y'all. We would love to have one day so that we could grow more for ourselves during seasons that aren't good for growing tomatoes. Maybe getting an early start, that sort of thing. So at least for plants, that would be great to start our plants there. We could get them started earlier, get them in the ground a little bit sooner maybe. But that's just one thing that we've heard today from folks is we love the taste of fresh tomatoes straight off the vine. You can tell the difference. Y'all, something else that I heard from a fella that came from really an hour away to purchase some poultry was, I don't trust this entity, or I don't trust that entity. And you can probably read between the lines and see what they don't really trust. And they wanted to buy some poultry that they knew had not been injected with any type of solution. And the industry standard, if you'll read your labels on packaging when you're purchasing poultry in the grocery store, is you will see a lot of times that something has been added to that product to enhance its taste. That may be a saline solution or another type of solution, y'all. I only want, preferably, what comes out of the chicken naturally. And so that's why we raise our own poultry out here and process it ourselves. We know that cleanliness has been involved in producing that meat, as well as there's not been anything injected into it at a processing facility or in the packaging process. It is just chicken. And y'all, the Ranger chicken, what we're hearing from people, we already know these things because we've been eating this Ranger variety for years, is that it is just has a firmer texture to it and it has a fuller flavor. And that probably has a lot to do with the breed, y'all. You are probably not going to find a Ranger inside your local supermarket. You may find it in a fresh market, but most people are growing a Cornish cross because it's a larger bird. It just is. You can get them 8 to 10 pounds. whereas we're growing an average weight carcass of 4 to 5 pounds. 5 pounds on the roosters, 4 to 4.5 on the hens, but the average is around 5. With this range of variety, you just end up with a fuller flavored chicken. It tastes like chicken, y'all. You don't have to add anything to it. You don't have to over season. You don't have to marinate, unless you just want to. It just has a fuller flavor. Lisa and I are not doing what we're doing to try to make a bunch of money, y'all, because you're not going to do that. A lot of YouTubers will tell you you can just make a killing raising pork and poultry and produce. And I guess in certain markets maybe you can, but on a small scale like this, y'all, that's not what we're doing. Everything that we make from selling produce and poultry goes right back into feed for animals, seed, anything gardening supplies that we need, y'all. It just helps us keep this thing going. It makes the cost of our food less. We still have all of our labor in it, but y'all, there's a benefit to doing this. And the biggest benefit to us, honest to goodness, is the fact that on Saturdays from 10 to 3, Lisa and I are forced to basically rest. And so it's a good thing for us, y'all, to get that rest. It's also a great thing for us to be able to get in front of people face to face. YouTube is great, and we appreciate the folks that are watching the channel and that interact with us through the messaging and things like that. We love that. But it's also great to be able to interact face to face. There's just something about that human connection that people need. I think God just designed us that way. We need some human interaction. And so that gives Lisa and I, who are people that don't leave the homestead, or in my case, the job site. And most of the time, my job site is all alone, unless I'm out with the bland man, my buddy Justin. And so it's good to have some human interaction face to face, be able to talk about what's going on with your life. At times, get the opportunity to pray with folks if they need that. Sometimes we need it too, y'all. Actually, we all the time do. But guys, this is why we do what we do. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle choice. Working out there sweating. Lisa works really hard at preparing the garden soil and planting the seed or planting the plant that she's had in her little nursery to harvesting. She does 99.9% of that, along with about 99.9% of everything else around here, y'all. Not that I don't help, I do. But I like to give her credit because she does so much around here. But guys, those are some of the things that we've been hearing from people. Fresh produce, local, fresh poultry. We know that nothing has been adulterized in it. And they're willing to pay what it costs us to produce it because honestly, y'all, it's not a big profit margin. Everything adds up in pennies. But once again, that's not why we're doing it. We do it because we want the good, clean, wholesome food. We're doing the farm shop because it helps offset the cost of us doing it. Plus, it puts us in front of people for that human connection that everybody needs, y'all. Y'all even had a few folks come in today, ladies, that wanted their man to smell like a man and bought some beard balm. That's pretty cool. Just made it a week ago and already sold a few cans. So people will be enjoying this beard balm just like me. While I have y'all's attention, I'm going to show you a couple of different produce items and a couple of different ways that you can cook that for your family. This is what you call a patty pan squash. This is a moonbeam variety. Has a very nutty flavor and it's a very firm texture. And if you'll notice, it looks nothing like a crook-neck yellow squash or even a slick-pick straight squash. But you can prepare it in the same ways, y'all. You can slice it up thin and fry it, batter it and fry it. You can saute it. You can even take that stem off like a pumpkin, core it out, make you a stuffing to put in it, bake it in the oven. A lot of different ways that you can use these patty pan squash. And this one's really cool right here. It's called an eclipse. It's a patty pan. It's going to have that same firm texture, and y'all cook it the same way. But I love these because they will hold on the counter for 2 weeks, y'all. They're that firm of a squash. They'll hold. So it's a good variety to use, especially if you're not going to be cooking right away and you don't want to have to worry about, do I need to freeze it right off? It'll last on the counter for a couple of weeks. These Hungarian peppers, y'all, they have been very successful at selling in here. We love them. It's like a bell, but it's sweeter. It has a firmer flesh, and it holds up better to freezing than a standard bell. When you pull it out of the freezer, it'll still remain a lot of its crisp texture as you're cooking with it. I was going to show you a few other vegetables, y'all, but we've sold out of most of the unique items today. Some things you just have to go local to find that are unique, like those patty pan squash, or the spring onions, or even the Star David okra that we sold out of today, everything that we had picked this morning, because it's not something that most people grow. They really have never cooked with it, so we get a chance to educate folks on how to cook. But let me just show you how easy it is to go into your local farm market or farmer's market and get enough stuff for a meal for the night. So you want bratwurst. You want chicken bratwurst. Here's a pack of chicken bratwurst. We'll set that down on the table. You want some fried squash to go with that chicken bratwurst that you're going to be grilling out tonight? Couple of slick picked squash. That's enough to feed 4 people, y'all, once you slice it up and fry it. If you fry it, you may not want to. Maybe you want some zucchini. You can pick that up if you want to do a saute on the grill, along with some Hungarian peppers. Makes a great saute. So there's chicken brats. You've got your peppers. You can saute down and put on top of your bratwurst, that Euro style bratwurst. You want some fresh cucumbers sliced up in vinegar and salt and pepper? Cucumbers. Put those on the table. What else might go with that? Well, if you're using the grill, some jalapeno poppers. So look right here. I don't know how well you can see that. It's kind of dark in here for filming, y'all, but chicken bratwurst, stuffed jalapeno peppers, fried or sauteed yellow squash, sauteed down some peppers, some spring onion if you have that, top off your bratwurst, and some quick pickled cucumbers right on the side. Y'all, that's a bill. And you bought it local, you bought it fresh. Hopefully you grew it in your own garden. Guys, that's all I got for you today. Lisa and I are wrapping things up for the day here at the farm market, and my dad's coming over. We've got to take care of castrating some boar piglets. Guys, y'all have a good day, a great week. Lord willing and the creek don't rise too high. We'll see you on the next one.